whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.
Hi, I'm attorney Gavin M. Richard. Check out my latest book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. For approximately 2 years now, I have gone on a painstaking quest to investigate the rise and fall of an American icon, Bill Cosby. In the mid-1980s, there was not a star that was higher than Cosby. Advertisements with Coca-Cola, Jello, Kodak, along with the #1 television show for 5 straight years in a row. On Thursday nights, it was must-see TV on NBC. Cosby resurrected the genre of the traditional family sitcom that was once thought dead by television critics. He did this as a Black American with an all-Black cast and showed mainstream network executives in white America that it was possible to be successful without showing the worst in people. He also demonstrated the power that television had, as it can make younger people dream to be the best that they can be. However, like many celebrity stars, unfortunately, they all come crashing down, sometimes by their own fault, others not so much. In this book, I attempted to highlight certain things. We go in depth into both of his trials in 2017 and 2018, respectively. What if I told you that these criminal trials were politically motivated by an overzealous district attorney? Will you also be shocked to learn the attacks on Mr. Cosby did not start in 2014, but also in the 90s, not long after his attempted quest to purchase a major network? From where did all of these allegations of sexual misconduct come from? Were the accusers telling the truth? In the 2 years of research, with some help from others interested in learning the truth and facts about this case, we discussed both the legal reasons why his prosecution and trial were illegal, unwarranted, and also the possible personal motives as to why this may have occurred. Most importantly, we warn about the dangers of prejudice and why trial by social media, or mainstream media rather, should never be the norm. All this and more in The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. Available on Amazon this fall in Kindle and paperback format. To the beat, because on the dance floor is where we'll meet. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, What do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop, I'll do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Now, 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so, if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up, baby. Yeah, gotta get on up. Come on, baby, gotta get on up, baby. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Very cool spot on live Black Channel. You heard the very cool. All right, let's see if you all can hear me now. How's that? I don't see how you guys can say I'm muffled. Obviously, I'm not muffled because I'm seeing the laughing emoji, so Darius can hear me. All right, but we're loud right now, so let me put this on just so that I'm coming through the microphone. So I can hear myself. Okay, I can hear myself. It's a little loud. It's not too loud when I turn it up on me. But all right, so everybody can hear me right now. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Yeah, we had to turn the mic up a little bit, I guess. All right. So, of course, that was "Got to Get On Up" our theme song. You go ahead and go to iTunes and Apple, and you can download "Got to Get On Up." Purchase it. I prefer if you would purchase it. Also, purchase Video Soul, which is on Amazon, Spotify, and Apple right now. Uh, hate when you're waiting on people to come in. They say they're coming and don't.
Never looked like this, Joey.
All right. Okay. So that we also have our Creole seasoning blend, NawniesCreoleBlends.com. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nani's goes great with every dish. You can order you some. I have not seen anybody purchase anymore, so which tells me you guys are not ordering enough. You got some of you have it, some of you don't. You need to get it just in time for the Memorial Day. Memorial Day is coming up, so you might want to go ahead and order you some Nawnies right now. If you get a chance. Let's see, somebody. So Brother Bernard is watching. He just texted me, said he's not feeling good, so he's going to be watching. Shout out to him. Get well soon, Brother Bernard, who's watching right now through YouTube. Let's see what else we have here. Excuse me 1 second, guys. All right, so we have that. The pre-order for the Bill Cosby book. You go to at Commonwealth Cause, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook. We're going to actually, I'm going later tonight. I'm going to make the available this week. The book will be available for pre-order. So we have that coming up. I'm doing Blessed and Highly Favorite, Danielle. And I got a special announcement that I'm going to make. I have a very special announcement that I'm going to make tonight at the end concerning our show Thursday, because we have a very special guest that'll come in. So I don't want to spoil it right now, but I'll talk to you. I think it's just a headache, Darius. He said he has a migraine, so it's not the woo-woo. But yeah, go to @CommonCast, subscribe for updates, ladies and gentlemen. Our topics for tonight that we have going. Oh, I got to put that banner up. I need you all, go to the Cash App or PayPal or Zelle. I want you to please donate. Donate to this channel right now as we speak. Venmo, in order to support this channel to keep us going. We are not monetized, so any contributions you can make, I greatly appreciate. So I guess this is the main thing we wanted to talk about. I was trying to bring my guest in. I don't know if I'm going to call him and see if he's coming in. But as most people have already seen, now I have to update this because earlier today it was reported that 14 children and one teacher were shot dead at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, which is about 90 miles south of San Antonio. Reports are coming in from all over about the shooter who was involved. Alleged shooter was this man here, Salvador Ramos. Now, the social media has been trying to, and I think Brother Black Voltron has even put stuff up. They've been trying to scrub. I said alleged shooter just because of legal purposes, but this is the person who they claim has done it. He is actually deceased as we speak. They said he died, but Tariq Nasheed, Brother Tariq, says it seems like the social networks of white Hispanic male and the Uvalde shooting are being scrubbed off the net. And we have that there. We have pictures of him. So reportedly, this is from his Instagram of the assault, what they call assault weapons, but they appear to be AR-15s, him taking photos of himself and so forth. They're saying
Why is this not red flag? Just 4 days ago, the stupidest thing gets banned from social media, but this psycho Salvador Ramos posts his murder weapons and nobody cares. He is the Robb Elementary School shooter in Uvalde, Texas. Rest in peace to the beautiful, innocent children and the teacher. Yeah, well, apparently, sadly, and it's my with great regret, I have to report that the number of people who have been killed now has actually increased. We're learning now about this shooting in Texas that it's at least 18 children and 2 adults that are dead after the shooting that took place at elementary school. Now, apparently, what they're saying is Ramos had killed his grandmother before he went in and killed so Tariq Nasheed and Marcel for Congress, I'm looking at that. They were on Fox Soul. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And a little business I got to take care of. Okay, so yeah, so brother Black Voltron, shout out to him. He was going in on this stuff. Now I'm looking at ABC News. I'm going to put this up. Please put the copyright disclaimer. I'm going to play this video from earlier today. Now, as soon as I walk home from work, 3:00 in the afternoon, I get to see this. I'll play this clip right here. This is Governor Greg Abbott from Texas.
School day ends. When parents drop their kids off at school, they have every expectation to know that they're going to be able to pick their child up when that school day ends. And there are families who are in mourning right now, and the state of Texas is in mourning with them. Our job is multifold. First, to make sure we address exactly what happened at this crime scene, and then second, to make sure we take that information and do everything that is necessary to ensure that crime scenes like this are not going to be repeated in the future, and that we're going to be able to ensure the safety and security of our schools.
America armed and dangerous.
There are now some 40 million handguns.
Firearms injuries represent...
Now, let me pause that. I wasn't going to play this. But they're already talking about a horrific gun violence, how horrific it is. Guys, I'm getting updates too as of course we're talking about this, but even when I'm getting notifications as well. ABC Live is actually covering these primary elections that's happening. Y'all are not going to believe this, but then again, you can because things in Georgia have been bad. Herschel Walker has won the primary. Bootlick Herschel Walker has won the primary.
The issues, a real question of his thought process, a real analysis of his beliefs and what he plans to do if he's elected. To an audience that was less than friendly. So yesterday I talked with one Republican voter who said that, she's not necessarily a fan of voting football stars, into the Congress, but a lot of people are. So it remains to be seen what will happen in that race.
Warnock and Walker.
We have two black men up for U.S. Senate in this state, in Georgia. It will be
Brian Kemp won, so he won for governor.
And the thought of that
is that governor that he won or Senate he's running for?
To see that happen, but that's what's going to be happening here.
It sure is. Steve Osunsami got a front row seat to some of the best races going this year, and I know we'll come back to you. Thanks very much. Well, let's take a look once again at the election results in the race to be.
I'm gonna get back to the shooting, of course, but this
Abrams will win her contest.
Oh,
former State House Minority Leader, and of course the 2018 nominee for governor. So
I swear, her and Brittany Cooper are twins.
Got that in the bag, and she will have a runoff and a rematch. Not a runoff, but a rematch with Brian Kemp, who beat her back in 2018 on a razor-thin race. Let's bring in ABC's Mary Alice Parks. In Georgia, so the race for governor looks like we're gonna get this rematch. It was a bitterly contested fight between Brian Kemp and Stacey.
I hope this woman doesn't win. She was on the 85 South Show. Shout out to DC Young Fly, all those brothers there, and talking about why. And I'll play that video a little bit later for y'all. But
here we go. Now I got you. Go again. How's it?
All right, I don't want to talk about this anymore, but. Let me stop the video. Okay, so let me stop sharing this. Yeah, Herschel Walker done won. But yeah, Kevin won the primary against Purdue. Yeah. I can't have, I'm sorry, I'm just tired of the Democratic Party at this point. Anybody but them. I thought I would never say it. Well, I did have. I'm an independent myself. I don't care who's in there, but the people we have in there, if they're pushing agendas that are not for us, they need to go. Now, get back on target because I was talking about this, these school shootings. Joe Biden actually went, of course, they were looking for him to comment, and you know what he was going to say. We know what was coming out of his mouth.
And don't tell me we can't have an impact on this carnage. I spent my career as a senator and a vice president working to pass common sense gun laws. We can't and won't prevent every tragedy, but we know they work and have positive impact. When we passed the assault weapons ban, mass shootings went down. When the law expired, mass shootings tripled. The idea that an 18-year-old kid can walk into a gun store and buy 2 assault weapons is just wrong. What in God's name do you need an assault weapon for except to kill someone?
Why do you need drones to kill people, President Biden?
You have to act.
The same reason, first and foremost, civilians are not even as armed as compared to the military. I'll give up my guns if the police and army give up theirs. We know that ain't going to happen. We know that is not going to happen. The Second Amendment makes it very clear. Now, you all know me. I'm pro-Second Amendment all the way. Now, that doesn't mean that I think that every person should own a gun. That doesn't mean I think that all people need to be armed. that is a choice that you have to make personally. But I have never seen in my life, and I think in the rest of you, your lives as well, a gun growing legs, walking into a school, a synagogue, a church, a mosque, wherever, and opening fire by itself. That has not happened, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a reason why that does not happen, is because we fear the law. God, that is not possible. It is not possible for a gun to do that. It's because men do that. A gun is a tool. A gun is a tool. It is an inanimate object. I am not up here going to tell you something that I know is false, and that's bullshit. It's easy for Joe Biden to get on ABC News or NBC. I was listening to him on NBC talking for the 5 minutes that he was speaking, because he was coming from a trip, and he started rambling, of course, talking about how he goes to all these foreign nations like China and Australia and so forth, where they've banned these and so on, and they don't have these problems. You're forgetting something too. What is the crime rate like in these nations? Because even in Japan, where you have no firearms, Japan has the highest suicide rate of every nation. You look at Australia, yes, Australia did have the weapons ban in 1996, but the crime rate also went up. More break-ins took place. More burglaries took place. And, you could not determine at that time, they could not determine, even in the Australian legislature, they couldn't define what a break-in was. It's not as easy as it is here in the United States, where we have laws against burglary, laws against trespass. They couldn't do it. I watched them. For those questioning where did I get that information from, if you go on YouTube, I don't remember the documentary, but I saw it. Look up the information about it. It's very simple, but it was from a documentary that this took place. We need to be talking about how, instead of how did he get access to it, what causes someone to snap like this, to kill the innocent, to kill the defenseless? Why is it with mass shootings, if you want to talk about the real issues with mass shootings, why is it always in places where people are not armed? Children should not have firearms. We know that if you go into a church, you're not going to bring firearms. We know that if you go into it's private building, but movie theaters, they generally ban firearms. Why? They don't want stuff to pop off. But here, if you want something to go off and you are a beta male, you're a coward, you're going to take your frustrations out on those who can't challenge you. That's what a bully does. That's what bullies do. They attack and prey on those smaller than them. They're weak, like Will Smith hitting Chris Rock. Good and damn well, Will wasn't going to hit The Rock. He was not going to slap Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He slapped Chris Rock because Chris Rock was 5'10". Will Smith is 6'2". Now, I'm not trying to keep bringing out Will Smith. No, Harvey might do a video on me about why, because Harvey be doing all these videos about why people attacking Will Smith. Y'all dragging this stuff, man. Because I told Nicole. This stuff in the community. Will Smith, Chris Rock know he was foul. Chris Rock know that's how Harvey talks. Chris Rock know he was foul. He's not innocent, as most of y'all think he is. He's not innocent. Harvey Superboy. He not innocent in this. I served in the military for 3 years. This was low down. Making fun of Jada Pinkett. But Jada Pinkett, she foul too. We gotta have a little laughter in this day and age, y'all. You know, your Harvey Superboy, he certainly is correct that your Jada Pinkett Smith is foul. However, I do not think Chris Rock in and of himself was foul because your George Floyd, your Jada Pinkett Smith is from Bust Downtown. Now, when I take a critical examination of this bust down from the Bust Downtown, she certainly has some issues because she cannot get it with her own husband. She has to go to this 19-year-old, and this 19-year-old who apparently had his own issues thought this was a big step. This is the best pussy I'll ever get. And he went and got this pussy from her, your Jada Pinkett, and it ended up being crust and bust. Oh hell, that Will Smith is a sissified little punk. That punk ass Will Smith don't have a clue what to do. And this punk ass Biden here. Oh, look at this. Hold on. Let's put him Biden. Oh, God damn. Turn him off, Dana. Turn him off. Turn him off. Turn his old ass off. Oh, God. Hell. Oh, hell. Oh, look at this old mummy. And this the same racist ass punk who was endorsed by that racist ass Stone Thurmond.
Scripture says, Jill and I have talked about this in different contexts, another context. Lord.
So personally, I personally think Joe Biden, this is just terrible. You know, I have a gun too. My gun doesn't go off unless I put it in my mouth. My gun, Ernest, personally, I feel like this. I hear what the Biden is saying, but personally, I just don't feel like guns will change in America. It would be terrible. I just want to say this tonight, Skip. I got to say this for Danielle. I'm going to say this for America. I'm going to say this for the world. Because you see right here, Skip. Now, come on, Skip. Don't let me talk, Skip. You got to give me my restitution. This shooter, I would come off of that school. I would have to come up and put hands on that shooter. I would have to whip his ass. That shooter would have whooped his ass. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I was just imitating him, and I don't know what he's going to say, but if he was watching, but we have the honorable, let's bring him in here, the honorable, ladies and gentlemen, my special guest, Judge Joe Brown. All right, Judge Joe, let's talk about this sissified punk Biden. How you doing, Judge?
I'm all right.
You saw. I hope you didn't catch my impersonation of you.
I did. All right, go ahead.
All right, let's talk about this sissified punk.
Help yourself. Anyway.
All right, don't come out the screen and hit me like Will Smith. All rise for the judge. We got Darius from Atlanta who's talking. So, Judge, go ahead, Judge.
I said that Will Smith was a punk play.
Yeah.
We ought to be ashamed of ourselves for looking at him as an action hero when he is a take action emotional zero. Now, this punk that charged up on Chappelle at the Hollywood Bowl got his butt beat up a little bit. Perhaps he got off too lightly, but
they broke his arm.
It was triggered, oh my goodness, because we're like, get your punk ass together. Who gives a goddamn, you know? And then this punk down in Texas, you know, they had an article I just stumbled onto, which was a delay in getting in here, about what to do if you're traumatized by things that have gone on, like in Texas. I just said, man, the hell up. Grow braver and more resolute. What is with all this punk play stuff? You're supposed to, you know, land of the free, home of the brave. You know, what is it where everybody's supposed to be punk,
right,
brave? No, punk, scared. Yes, it's all right to be scared. You know, this little sissy looking thing. I mean, look at them. You can tell. They
Yeah.
look like what they are, unmanly. Men don't go around trying to shoot up a bunch of children, even if you're a hunter. You don't kill the young ones, you kill the mature ones. If
Right.
you're hunting, I mean, that was just such a punk plea. So, I mean, I can predict that we're going to have the anti-gun stuff in the Democratic Party, and Jackass in Chief in the Oval Office will be talking about reasonable gun control. No, their punk asses need to stop pushing this emasculation crap that's producing all of these freaks who feel it's okay to be into your freakhood, you know,
Yeah.
and
And
act unmanly. That's the problem. Plus, you know, if they get rid of the guns, there's always America's favorite fertilizer, ammonium nitrate, which is in essence the main ingredient in 155 millimeter howitzer shells for the military. It's a slow pulse explosive and good to take down structures like Timothy McVeigh did with
yeah.
$250 worth down here in Oklahoma City some decades or so ago. So, I mean, they're not going to stop selling that stuff. People put it on their yards and flower beds and plants and everything, and they want them to grow, and everybody wants to be green. So, the sheriff's department here, when they want to blow something up, they just go down to the local lawn and garden store about 2 blocks from the academy and buy a 25-pound bag of fertilizer and blow it up.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, you know, Judge,
Really. So you better do something about what's up here in terms of character instead of worrying about methodology, because there are a whole bunch of methods you can use to take people down.
Right. Judge, I want to play this clip. It's like 7 minutes, but I was just showing everybody about the commander in chief and what he had to say. But somebody just said, did we see him a picture of him cross-dressing? No, I didn't. I'm talking about the shooter, the alleged shooter. I didn't see it, but it wouldn't surprise me. But they've been scrubbing his pictures. But this is Joe Biden on what happened in Texas. So I know you're gonna have an opinion. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I try to avoid looking at this idiot.
Okay, let's listen.
Good evening, fellow Americans. I had hoped when I became president, I would not have to do this again. Another massacre, Uvalde, Texas, an elementary school. Beautiful, innocent, second, third, fourth graders. And how many scores of little children who witnessed what happened see their friends die as if they're on a battlefield, for God's sake. They'll live with it the rest of their lives. There's a lot we don't know yet. There's a lot we do know. The parents who will never see their child again, never have them jump in bed and cuddle with them. Parents will never be the same. To lose a child is like having a piece of your soul ripped away. There's a hollowness in your chest. You feel like you're being sucked into it and never going to be able to get out. Suffocating. It's never quite the same. It's the feeling shared by the siblings and the grandparents and the family members and the community that's left behind. Scripture says, Jill and I have talked about this in different contexts, another context. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. So many crushed spirits. So tonight, I ask the nation to pray for them. Give the parents and siblings the strength in the darkness they feel right now. As a nation, we have to ask, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby?
Here it comes.
When in God's name we do what we all know in our gut needs to be done. It's been 3,448 days, 10 years since I stood up at a high school in Connecticut, a grade school in Connecticut, where another gunman massacred 26 people, including 20 first graders at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Since then, there have been over 900 incidents of gunfires reported on school grounds. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Santa Fe High School in Texas. Oxford High School in Michigan. The list goes on, and the list grows when it includes mass shootings at places like movie theaters, houses of worship, as we saw just 10 days ago, the grocery store in Buffalo, New York. I am sick and tired of it. We have to act. And don't tell me we can't have an impact on this carnage. I spent my career as a senator and a vice president working to pass common sense gun laws. We can and won't prevent every tragedy, but we know they work and have positive impact. When we passed the assault weapons ban, mass shootings went down. When the law expired, mass shootings tripled.
Damn liar.
The idea that an 18-year-old kid can walk into a gun store and buy 2 assault weapons is just wrong. What in God's name do you need an assault weapon for except to kill someone?
Mm-hmm.
Deer aren't running through the
Do we have
forest
to
with
listen to
Kevlar
this
vests on, for
bullshit
God's
propaganda?
sake.
Do
It's
we have
just
to
sick.
listen to this bullshit false propaganda? The son of a bitch is
Sure.
one of the direct causes of this by trying to unman the damn nation. I'm not all that sympathetic because this many die every damn day down in the hood in America that he effed up to turn into the damn hood, unmanning all of these people like he and his jackass crew have been doing for the last 50 years, produce all these unmanly creeps who do not have the manhood in them to do anything. And it was illegal for the 18-year-old to buy the weapons, and we haven't heard assault weapons. All we know about is a pistol.
Right. The only thing I heard was a pistol and rifle.
Pistol. Goddamn lying bastard.
Right.
Trying to ramp it up to keep his sorry-ass administration in authority for a little longer. If we want to do something about, turn his ass the hell out of there. And the disgrace of it that we had no armed teachers in there to gun this mad dog down. And we had no armed people except one brave ex or former cop in that thing up in Buffalo, and he got defeated by the body armor. And by the way, that clown wasn't legal to buy what he had anyway.
No.
So what the hell is he going to do? He gets this support for this jackass up there, Vivek, what's her name? Kim Fox and Lori Lightfoot up in Chicago. They don't do a damn thing. And they got 2 boxcar loads full of heavyweight serious weaponry stolen from the IC rail yards up there. So that goes into circuit. What the hell is he going to do about it except leave the rest of us holding our asses in our hands? And what about all these women? You know, there's this old statement from last 2 centuries ago. It says, God made man, and Colonel Sam Colt made them equal. Okay, who's Sam Colt? Well, if you're that big a damn ignoramus, let me enlighten you. Sam Colt invented the modern revolver. So that equalizes women and all of the weak folk that aren't 6'4" and haven't taken years worth of karate and martial arts and boxing, etc., etc. And sensible people can defend themselves, because this is the same jackass in chief whose party's going around talking about what? Defund the police. And he hasn't done a damn thing about all of the hellacious crap that goes on in the inner cities and the barrios every damn day.
Well, he's saying he doesn't want to defund the police. He said that in the State of the Union.
Well, then go get on his party, goddamn lying bastard.
But
dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you in a second, Bernard. But I wanted to show you this too. Did you see what Steve Kerr? Now the Golden State Warriors are playing the Mavericks, but he had to comment on this. Just look what he said.
Not going to talk about basketball. Nothing's happened with our team in the last 6 hours. We're going to start the same way tonight. Any basketball questions don't matter. Since we left shoot around, 14 children were killed 400 miles from here, and a teacher. And in the last 10 days, we've had elderly Black people killed in a supermarket in Buffalo. We've had Asian churchgoers killed in Southern California. And now we have children murdered at school. When are we going to do something? I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. I'm so tired of I'm tired of the moments of silence. Enough.
Oh, shut the hell up, punk.
There's 50 senators
right
now
I gotta say
refuse
something.
to vote on H.R. 8, which is a background check rule that the House passed a couple of years ago. It's been sitting there for 2 years. And there's a reason they won't vote on it, to hold on to power. So I ask you, Mitch McConnell, I ask all of you senators who refuse to do anything about the violence in school shootings and supermarket shootings, I ask you, are you going to put your own desire for power ahead of the lives of our children?
Why don't you do something with your punk ass about manning these boys up, starting with your basketball players? Start talking man stuff instead of all this distraction shit. Tell your players to get up off the goddamn ground when they get bumped instead of whining, waiting for a stretcher to carry them off because somebody's got a sprained ankle. Start telling these boys to go back where they're from and start telling these little cretin children to grow up to be men instead of cretin little freaks. And every damn one of these fools matches a profile. And are you deaf, dumb, and blind and too stupid to look at the profile and understand what the hell you're looking at?
And you know, the thing is, how did he do that? Go ahead, Bernard.
Hey, how you doing, Judge and Gavin? Gavin and Judge, actually. But,
Hello,
you know,
young man.
Yeah, look, yeah, Gavin, like I said, I'm laying down because I had a little headache, but I'm getting better. But look, let me bring this up. See, that's the problem with these idiot, like Steve Kerr, who ain't nothing but an SJW. Now, I got a lot of problems with Steve Kerr. First, Steve Kerr was the guy who came, the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, when Mark Jackson's already leading the team. Because Mark Jackson said something about, you know, I think the Warriors owner being gay or something. That was way back. That's another story.
Yeah. He was talking about homosexuality. That's true.
Yes. Steve Kerr is one of these damn SJWs who always got to run his mouth on guns. Now, the thing that got me was on that, well, the good thing is he got a little more sense to the players. At least he talking about the daggone bill. But I guarantee Steve Kerr ain't read the bill, H.R. 8. That stuff is poison. That's the first part. Number two, in Sacramento, California, right now. Yeah. In Sacramento, California, right now, Gavin, you can pull this up. They are literally giving out $50 gas cards from police. And for a $50 gas card, they will buy back your firearm. You cannot make this stuff up. Seriously. You can pull it up right now. $50 gas card.
And where the hell are they sending it? Wait. And where are they sending them? Over to Ukraine. Now, if this bastard in the White House, if this asshole in the White House followed his own damn advice, instead of trying to get that indictment dismissed against him and his crackhead son Hunter, they would snatch those damn weapons and military aid the hell away from Ukraine, because that's just a pack of individuals, a group against another pack of individuals, a group. which is the same goddamn thing we're facing in this country because jackasses like this one right here and the last fool we heard coming out of the White House with his sanctimonious lying, faking ass, or why we have these problems in the first damn place.
Hey, now look, let me finish up because I got a couple
supposed to
things to say.
disarm, but everybody else in the world is supposed to be armed up to resist aggression. What the hell's supposed to happen to us living in this country?
Now, I got a big problem with this whole thing because over the last 2 years, black folks have gotten armed at a rate of 58% higher than any time. So that's another problem. Then we got the other issue going on where they talk about this thing that happened in Buffalo, but they showed those black people getting killed, but those Asians out there where I forgot where it was, California, they actually fought back and tied the guy in duct tape or whatever they did, right? So what I'm saying is, look, I'm just saying this. No, can't nobody say it, but hey, if you're gonna die anyway, you might well fight back. That's why I said it makes no sense for them to be disarmed. They had gone in Texas, they had a church. They had guns in the church. This is what I'm saying. So what the hell is going on? And what Judge is saying is correct. This got something to do with this beta male crap, but it also got something to do with Biden because he's actually sitting there saying, for God's sake.
The time to do something is now, right?
Oh, yeah, all that nonsense. But
no,
Biden the same one who just got denied communion? Man, cut this foolishness out.
Let me interrupt you.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Let me just say this. No, it's okay. You're absolutely right, Bernard. But remember when Sandy Hook happened, and I'll never forget this, when Obama was president and he was talking about banning AR-15s and AK-47s. I distinctly remember that. And nothing happened. And these men talk all this stuff because they play on your emotional strings. And let's not forget also, there's a very poisonous congressional bill that Sheila Jackson Lee wrote. It's HR, I have it right here, HR 127. Remember, we talked about this on your show, Judge, and on my show, the Sabika Sheikh Firearm Licensing and Registration Act. They wanted to pass this, which is basically establish registration of firearms. This was in 2021. It was introduced back in January of last year. They talked about established requirements for antique firearm display license and a military-style weapons license. They would penalize people if you didn't report or register your firearms. The ammunition you had, you was prohibited. There was a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, it created a registration system, and they would tax you for it.
$200 a weapon.
$200 a weapon. So that's eight. If I have about 4 weapons in my house, so that means for me, that's $800. That goes into their pockets. But to tell them where my guns are stored, that's the other part, which is a Fourth Amendment violation, because now you're talking about search and seizures.
And you want these fascist bastards to know where your stuff.
Judge, you muted. Oh. Judge is muted.
Wow.
I'm gonna just talk like Judge says. Mike is muted. Oh, these fascist bastards. Oh, goddamn all of them. Bernard, man the hell up. You got a migraine. Man up, son.
Hey, I'm all right, man. Hey, I'm here, man. I sucked it up, didn't I? Man up, didn't I? Shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute the judge. I don't know why he's muted.
He talking too much. They don't want to hear what he got to say.
Judge, unmute yourself.
Crazy. But look, let me say something.
Go ahead, Bernard.
You know what's so bad right now, man? And I'm sitting there looking at it. Because I was at the gym the other day and I told the guy straight up, he said, man, all these killings. I said, let me say something. Why is Buffalo so important? Matter of fact, why is Texas so important? I said, people get killed every day in the hood. And you're going to bring this up. And matter of fact, I was leaving the gym tonight. And that's when I first saw the shooting when I was leaving the gym. And it's very interesting that they keep on showing this, but they're not talking about how many people get killed in Chicago, New Orleans, Washington, D.C., anywhere you go. Man, we got a crisis down there here in Richmond. We got to have 750 people go homeless in a couple of weeks, man, or something like that. So it's getting kind of wild. So once the summer comes and people be evicted on the streets, it's going to get worse. So it is what it is. But
I'm trying to add you, Judge. He can't hear. Judge, your mic is muted. Judge, your mic is muted. It's off.
He going ham, but you know.
I'm trying to get him, y'all. Your mic's muted. We can't hear you. Your mic's muted.
Muting me. I
There
know
you
they
go.
keep muting me. They
Oh,
I
muted
told
me
you,
again.
did I tell you?
Yeah, it's happening. I didn't touch it. It muted it. What I said
Oh,
was
man.
they need to take their punk asses out, round up them chicken-eating types like Al Sharpton who want to hold hands and sing over "We Shall Overcome," take their lame asses over to Ukraine and see how far that shit gets them. Still not, "We shall overcome," you know, like while the bullets are flying. That Kevlar,
Yeah.
you know, and Cory Booker's and Kamala Harris's and Jackass in Chief, let them get over there and give up their goddamn Secret Service and protection rackets that they have, spending millions of dollars of taxpayers' money to protect them, and we're supposed to run around here with no protection, holding our asses in our hands, while these little freaks run around trying to impose their little sick mentalities on the rest of us. Really nice. Land of the free and the home of the brave.
Remember this, Judge?
That's a lot of crap.
Al Sharpton.
You have your time. That's a lot of crap. Brother, no.
Al Sharpton was fat. That's what he was trying to look like James Brown Jr., huh?
He'll go down easier nowadays, looking like bobblehead.
Yeah.
We shall overcome. Like, oh, come on. Give it a break.
Now look at this. Look at him now in the wind. Doesn't he look like, you know what he reminds me? He looks like the black Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
We saw it in Charleston with blacks.
That Doc Brown had more balls than this one does.
There's been no real national legislation. There's been no
we need to be protected. $19 a month to sponsor a Protected Negroes from Violence Act. I ain't no damn dog, you fool. I don't need that crap. None of us do. Go on and buy yourself a carbine, a 12-gauge shotgun, and a good military-grade 9mm pistol.
Social media, what he was going to do. It had been held suspect in another situation.
Yeah, he wants to have a union with all of these black, with the Jewish leaders and Latino leaders, Asians. When something happens to their community, they don't go and recruit us. They handle business.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
By the way, in New York, the Jewish community has neighborhood militias.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is wrong with us? We could do that too.
No, because we don't want to do
Chicago needs it. Yeah, Chicago needs it. And what the hell? The chief law enforcement officer, Vivica Fox, is black, colored anyway, something like that. The mayor is colored. What's her name? What you call her, Brother Johnson? Lori Lightfoot or Lightfoot, excuse me.
Yeah, Lori.
What the hell is wrong with the black folk forming a militia? The Jewish community there has a militia. What the hell is wrong with us?
We don't want that.
We have our leaders want to come down and they just lust to hold hands and sing "We Shall Overcome."
Look at that, Judge. Why did Joe Biden come to Buffalo? Because he wanted to do a photo op there, going to use it for the midterms. To be honest with you, because they make us face of gun control again. But daggone, this is my thing with the whole thing. If Joe Biden wanted to come to Buffalo, which I said they shouldn't let no politician keep coming down there and daggone do photo ops. At least, you know, You know that same day Joe Biden went and met with the Asians to honor Asian American History Month, and then they get check this out. The 2 days later was the anniversary of them passing the anti-Asian hate bill. So it's all crap. Now they got Juneteenth ice cream in Walmart. They took off the shelf because they said they got backlash. Yeah, I said, oh boy, so next month, Juneteenth is coming up, and there go more white people been celebrating Juneteenth than black people. So there you go. That's some funny stuff right there.
It is, and I don't particularly want to celebrate Juneteenth any damn way. Negroes got killed by black cavalry units from Jackson and Memphis, Tennessee. At the end of the Civil War, the war is over. The Negroes wouldn't believe the black soldiers, so they stayed down there as slaves until a Union warship came in a year later to, we's free? You says we's free? Really? Sure enough. Goddamn more opportunities for Al Sharpton assholes to link hands, hold hands. Why they want to hold all these guys' hands, I don't know, so they can sing, we shall overcome. Can't anybody sing the damn thing anyway. You got to be an opera singer to sing the damn thing. And we've been singing that lame ass song for a long time, and one of the damn fools up in Congress right now said for reparations, he'd be satisfied if they made We Shall Overcome the national anthem. Come on, give me a break.
I saw that. I think that was Representative. That wasn't Clyburn. I think that was
Clyburn.
Green. It was Clyburn. Oh, yeah. Well, you saw it when somebody was asking about reparations, Judge. You see the video of him cursing at the dude?
Yeah. And Cory Booker up in there wanting to drop to his knees and suck a popsicle.
We got more footage of Al Sharpton from the 90s.
And I'm Al Sharpton, and we have finally found a place in this world big and loud enough for the both of us. The whole fitness industry.
And our new fitness program covers all the bases, including step aerobics. You can lose pounds, inches, and hostilities.
While stepping on those, you hate.
Step on the homeless. Step on the liberal. Step on the spotted owl.
Step on the white man. Step on the white man. Step on the white man.
Use our specially designed workout equipment, perfect for you boxers or anyone who likes to wear a robe.
Supposed to be Rush Limbaugh.
Take that, boy in the hood.
The man may have oppressed, but you can wait on our new.
That's Al Sharpton.
Get out for me, pig! Get out for me, pig!
Build up your leg muscles on our run for your life treadmill for when you have to make a quick getaway from the gun-toting hordes of Miami.
All the good citizens of Bensonhurst. Look, ain't that your mama tongue-kissing Louis Farrakhan? And if you order our fitness program today, we will send you our heifer deal some meal cards. Help me out, Michelin man.
Don't you mean hand out, freeloading Willie?
Let me show you how it works. When you're done eating all the food listed on these cards, you're done eating the meal.
The shape's easy to make. Simply add your favorite ingredients: some fried chicken for Al,
and a cracker for the cracker. And parsley. If that's low-cal, that must be
Russian ass. So remember, if your body is as big as a deficit and your muscles as weak as Clinton's health plan, you've got to take firm action.
Don't you mean affirmative action?
Hell no. Send for our fitness program today, because even if we can't all get along,
can't we all sweat along?
Yes.
Come on, everybody.
Send $199.95 to Russian Al's Can't We All Just Sweat Along? P.O. Box A, Back, Mississippi.
And Living Color used to go off making fun of everybody, including Al Sharpton. I loved when David Allen Greer did Al Sharpton do it on a hunger strike. I can't find it, but he's on a hunger strike, but he's cheating.
You better be careful. You might get one of these creeps and freaks get triggered and charge up on the stage to tackle one of them.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Nobody will tackle me.
Not you, one of them. Next time Al gets out, I saw Al on that skit with that dude trying to be Rush Limbaugh and got triggered.
Yeah. But yeah,
we shall overcome. Come on. Don't they get tired of that?
You see,
I mean, what is the purpose of that
you
song?
can
And I'm
next couple of
surprised
days
since
we're gonna
they
have a bill
have
pay.
found, look, they're gonna have to juice it up so they can dance to it. Then they'll feel better. All of them get the buck dancing to "We Shall Overcome." Then all the niggers will be happy.
Did you see the video, Judge, of the man that was hugging the white reporter after the Buffalo shooting?
I've been trying to avoid it because everything they're saying is predictable, but they won't deal with the profile that every one of these shooters matches. Even if they got a slightly different color scheme, like those two freak colored folk up in the DC area were hiding out in trunks of their cars, gunning people down. Still same.
That was you know, I was 14 years old when that happened. Judge, we had people in Fredericksburg, Virginia, ducking behind gas pumps because they were scared of where they would come out of.
Right, I remember that. But
hey, wait a minute.
I worked in
Toughest
the
gun
prison too
laws,
with one of the guys. Well, I wasn't at that prison.
gun laws in the country, and it didn't help. And by the way, that AR does not stand for assault rifle. It stands for Armalite, patented by Eugene Stoner. And get this, February 1952. The damn thing's 70 years old. It's a fucking antique. The Army has decided to replace them. They've got a new weapon from SIG with a new ammunition because the stuff that the Stoner designed weapons in the M4 carbines, which are most powerful, popular, fire 5.56/223. They're just 22 caliber, and the military says they don't kill well enough. We need something better. And in most states, they aren't even legal to hunt deer. So 12 gauge shotguns with buckshot or slugs are 30 caliber stuff is. So there's a lot more deadly stuff out there that you could take somebody out with. And if you really wanted to take down a bunch of people inside of something like a school, you just get a generic 12 gauge shotgun and a couple of cartons of double-aught buckshot and blow a whole lot of folk away and nobody survives.
Now, Judge, I want to say something because you did have a senator or somebody running that was I think they support Trump, but they did come out and say that Buffalo shooting was a false flag attack. Now that doesn't mean that it wasn't real, but when they use the word false flag, they're saying it's for an agenda. And one thing about all these mass, Biden keeps saying mass shooting. I don't go by that mass shooting crap, but shooting is a shooting, whether one that's propaganda too. But this is like some Fourth Reich type propaganda to dag on disarm the people, to form a tyranny.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I bet you some fool kamikaze acting idiot sissies are out there. I'll sacrifice myself to get these horrible weapons off the street.
We'll send Steve Kerr first.
Hey, if this stuff is legit, get the hell out of Ukraine. Get out of NATO. Close down the Department of Defense and go be passive and hold your own ass and sing "We Shall Overcome" to Russia and the People's Republic of China, North Korea, etc., etc., etc. Why don't you do that, you hypocritical jackasses?
I hope Herschel wins.
Herschel won he won the primary against Warnock, and he's not beating Warnock. He won the Republican primary, so he's going to run against Warnock in November.
Whip his ass. We need to vote against Democratic candidates across the damn board to turn these asses out so they lose control of the House and lose control of the Senate. Even though right now they don't have a majority. It's 48 Democrats, 2 independents who caucus with them, and 50 Republicans, with Kamala Harris being able to cast Kamala Imhoff, who can cast the deciding vote.
Right.
I can live with Herschel Walker this time, brother.
I'm sorry.
Anything with Warnock.
What about Warnock?
I said anything over Warnock. And matter of fact, Stacey Abrams too.
You know, guess what? Brittany Abrams is going to run against Kemp for governor again. Stacey Abrams. Apparently, you know, when I look at her in that, this woman, Brittany Cooper, you know who she is, Judge? I'd swear that.
Remind me.
So this is Stacey Abrams. She's the Democratic gubernatorial candidate. She's also in charge of the DNC out in Georgia. And Brittany Cooper is this black woman. I don't know if you've seen her, but she is a Rutgers professor who had made her name. She goes by the nickname of Professor Crunk. She's made these remarks about black men, comparing them to the Buffalo terrorists. That's her there.
That's her? Who's that?
That's Brittany Cooper.
She's the other candidate.
No, she's not a candidate. She's a Rutgers professor. I was saying she and Stacey Abrams look like twins.
Well, this one, I see why she doesn't like black men. She can't find one.
Now, she could find a simp, though.
She what?
She probably could find a simp somewhere out there in the universe, though.
Oh, simp, yeah. She
That's
can
Stacey Abrams.
buy anything these days.
That's the candidate. They've always challenged that election in 2018, saying she really beat him, but I doubt it. But nevertheless, Stacey Abrams is running against going to be running against Brian Kemp.
Black men didn't
Well,
vote for
you know
Stacey
what?
Abrams, brother.
That's why you had that mess down in Texas. That's why
Yeah.
you had that mess up in Buffalo. This kind of circus act right here who are trying to destroy masculinity.
Now
See,
watch.
Masculinity is a set of principles you put in a boy's head. So if he deviates from them, he feels intense shame. But of course, don't shame anybody anymore. And those precepts about men have a duty, honor, and obligation to support, to protect, to provide for, to be brave and courageous, to be men of peace, public dignity, and order. All that's gone by the wayside. And half of them running around, well, 20% of them, it looks like on that generation, running around want to put on a dress.
Yeah.
Got a swinging dick.
Judge, let me play this clip, though. This is what I want to share this with everybody, but this is what Stacey Abrams had to say about when asked why can't the Democratic Party do anything for black people.
Why politicians so afraid to say that they're doing something specifically for black people? Like they use the cloak of poor people and people of color, the underprivileged. Why is it that you can't just come out and say, I'm doing this for black people because black people need it, because so many things have been done to us throughout the history of this country. So many things have been done to us, but very little has been done specifically for us. Why do you think that is?
Because African Americans represent 12% of the population. And so if you are a traditional politician doing the math, you think, if I name this group, I am going to lose other people, and I can't get, if every single black person voted for me, this may not get me what I want. So let me make it vague enough that other people don't get offended by helping.
Oh, you just gave me an idea. I hate to cut you off, but we black people, we just gonna have to start finding like the candidate that we don't like the most. We just gotta act like we like them, so won't nobody like them.
Think about this shit. Like if we just showed up at the next election acting like we like the one person we really didn't like, all the white people be like, I don't know about this guy.
If you can try this experiment in 2023, I would be greatly appreciative. We're 12%. We're maybe inching towards 13% of the population. So, and on the federal level, that's been part of the problem. That it's been a challenge. Now, I got into trouble from a lot of folks when I ran in 2018 because I specifically talked about black people. But I also talk about Latinos, I talk about Asian Americans, because each of those communities face different challenges. But I wake up black, I go to sleep black, and I live black. And for me, it is
bad sign.
Anathema to protect.
Okay, let me drop this line heifer right here. This disingenuous witch. If black folk are so low on the totem pole because of their small percentage, in politics in terms of the people concerned, why the hell is she supporting all this rainbow cult bullshit when they are, what, 2 to 4 maximum?
Like less than 3% national. Yeah.
So what the hell is this lying heifer doing here except being disingenuous, like we're supposed to be as stupid as she is and we can't figure it out? Hustling heifer. Take your Aunt Jemima ass back to the goddamn plantation kitchen and mix your ass up some pancakes.
She remind me of that plant from Little Shop of Horrors.
You know what gets me?
Seymour.
When I was Bernard's age or even your age, counselor, people used to say, well, they really, I said, look, I'm older than these damn idiots. I've done as much in life, made more goddamn money, and I know a punk ass when I know a punk ass. And I don't care whether it got twat or dick. A punk is a punk. And this disingenuous lying heifer is going to talk about we're only, 9.5%, maybe 16% of the landscape. Well, what about this 2% your bitch ass is out there trying to support? Excuse me. For 50 years, that was my business to assess the credibility and veracity of witnesses, and it have a line through her fat lips.
Right.
I think she's like Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton just want to hold hands with the nearest guy so he can sing "We Shall Overcome." Cory Booker wants to drop to his knees and suck on a popsicle, and she wants to go run to the kitchen to make pancakes.
Somebody said I was wrong for that.
I've done a lot wrong in life, but I ain't gonna stop now because I ain't got that much longer to be wrong. But it sure is fun when you get one of these handkerchief head house niggas and you bring them out. You better tell them what they want to hear. You sure know they're gonna be nice. They give you an extra part of the comb bone, and you can lick the bowl when you get through messing up them pancakes. You know you be liking that.
So I was wrong for comparing her.
You know what? They need to get this chick a supersized bottle of Midol and go on to one of these adult toy sites and get a big rubber double ever-ready battery powered something to get her ass distracted.
It's summertime.
I mean, goodness sakes. Anybody got a spare head rag we can send her so she can tie it around her head?
She's
better.
No, she's
when
not.
She get in uniform, do you think she'd feel better?
What type of uniform? Just
head rag. She need a head rag. Get in her robe. She got to suit up. Hang on.
I gotta move on to another topic, but Judge, I want to with you all, but I want to play this topic here because we're talking about ratchetness and so forth. Did you see this? It's a little lighter news, but this woman who was twerking at a McDonald's in Florida, what happened? She went to McDonald's and complained about, I'm gonna play the video, her service, and this chaos ensued. And this is what happened. Her name is Tiana Jones, and this came out in Florida. So watch this, y'all. It's got over 1 million views. This was in Lakeland, Florida. So she comes inside, complaining about her service. They're messing up her order. You can't hear the audio. But as the sheriff of Lakeland has declared, she was, quote, McMad. So just watch what happens here.
You got shoes like Ronald McDonald did.
No, shoes like Kanye West is walking in. Kanye West was walking around like Ed 209 from RoboCop. No, she's wearing sandals. It's in Florida. So now she's 6 months pregnant. Now watch what happens. They offered to give her money back. She declined it. She wanted to rent. She calls 911 over this. So the whole thing is recorded on 911. But why? So she's knocking the stuff over. She comes from behind.
Malicious mischief or
Criminal mischief, battery. Simple as so. Yeah. So her sister's trying to stop her.
Oh, she needs to do a little jail time. Did she come back and twerk?
You just watch.
That's her sister trying to restrain her.
Yeah. There's the twerk.
Oh God, she's been watching too much Lizzo.
Enough for that baby to pop out. Nah.
She's been watching too much Lizzo.
Now watch this. Just watch what this sheriff had to say.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Josh Benson.
And I'm Stacey Scheibel. Thank you for joining us.
A pregnant Lakeland woman is wanted for criminal charges after a 10-minute temper tantrum at a McDonald's.
Sheriff Grady Judd says after she became enraged with the amount of time her order was taking, she stormed
I hate that too.
and made a mess. Justin Schicker is live at that McDonald's in Lakeland to show us video of the outburst. Justin.
Oh. This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life.
Major meltdown happened at this McDonald's yesterday evening. The suspect has been identified as 22-year-old Tianis Jones. Let's have Sheriff Grady explain in his own words
her money back, but she
want to
wanted
put her
Mickey
in the county
D.
jail.
This is going to be McInteresting. Look right here. She's a pretty lady, but she was McMad. There was no calming her down. She was in a McRage. I don't know if she was like 2 fries short of a Happy Meal, or maybe it was she was short of a Happy Meal completely. But she created a McMess, and she acted like a McNut. But you know what? She ended up a McBurglar. She didn't get her Happy Meal, or her fish sandwich, or her chocolate shake, or her sweet tea. But she managed to get herself into a lot of McTrouble. And we're not going to give her any golden arches, but we are going to give her a pair of silver handcuffs. And you can make money just by helping us find this lady who went McCrazy for no reason. And there's one thing that you need to understand in Polk County. We don't put up with that McJunk.
Oh, Lord.
And Sheriff Judd tells us this McDonald's had
Good for the sheriff.
for the cleanup and witness interviews with deputies. Coming up new at 6, we'll play for you some of that angry customers called to 911. Anyone can help locate.
Dark-skinned brother says she needs jail time.
Or Crime Stoppers.
Wait.
We better be careful. She might get triggered and go back and shoot the place up. And then Biden will be going on yelling for gun control. Pelosi, we talked about that's good reason why she could have had an abortion. And then we get this other idiot, what's his name, the coach, hollering about Pelosi.
Oh, Steve Kerr.
He wasn't allowed to play dump the McMuffins or whatever in the hell it was she wanted up in there. And then idiot out in Hollywood Bowl would be talking about she got triggered just like he did.
Yeah. So I shared a poll. Do y'all think the woman was a McNut? Should she go to jail? I want to see what y'all think. That's why I rock with Chick-fil-A.
Jail.
Someone wrote McMammy.
I like that one.
Low class female McNut. I mean, doesn't she know that the shakes machine is always down at McDonald's no matter where? The flurries are always not work. Nothing works there. She should have known better. I'm surprised that baby didn't. I'm surprised she didn't give birth to that baby and he started twerking. Ugh.
If the mama's that ignorant, think of how the child's gonna be, especially if it got a dick.
Oh Lord, yeah.
You know what? We need to start preparing to sell already.
You know what I gotta say right here? See, this is the thing. This is the problem, man. I know people women that got mad. I said, look, you gotta stop eating fast food, man. It's messing your mind up. Just like I said, when you're putting too much relaxers and stuff in your hair and all this freaking cause uterine fibroids and stuff like that. You know, the women just this fast food phenomenon just jumping off the gun and like it just crazy, man, how the amount of fast food. But let me say something to you. I did a calculation the other day, and I looked at this. Fast food, if you eat it all the time, can be a bill. But right now, with the current amount of gas situation, the average American would spend $5,000 a year on gas, would be an extra bill right now. Depending on what kind of car you got more, and depending on how many vehicles you got. So really, to tell you the truth, we should have been boycotting McDonald's and stuff anyway. McDonald's is a prime supporter of the LGBT community anyway. So only way you can get
every Fortune 500 company. Finish your point, Bernard.
I know that's the same
every
part.
Fortune 500 company supports, LGBTQ.
Yeah, that's the same reality.
We need to stop dealing with them.
Yeah, practically everything. Even if you look at Hormel's Chili, the guy who makes that, he's a staunch supporter of it. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, I believe the banks as well, like Chase Bank, they celebrate Pride Month. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And we've had nuts along before. This isn't just fast food to me. This is just part of toxic culture.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know that gay ad, they got that gay colored boy for the Target ad where he's swishing and twitching, trying to sell some gay-looking flaming clothes to the boys. Somebody, I was in there trying to get a prescription filled, and they were trying to kill me off. Blue Cross was insisting on substituting their idea for a drug for what my doctor had. And I was allergic to the stuff, and they were still trying to insist. So I just said, check my record. Well, you can't have this. I said, yeah. Now, I should have taken it, but I was in there. And two customers walked up and said, we have a complaint. I said, what? We want our money back. Well, what for? That ad you've got with that gay, whatever man, colored man selling those clothes. We are insulted. We want our money back. And somebody else was in line and they said, what ad? They looked at it and said, here, I don't want it. Turned around and walked out of the place. That needs to be pushed. In other words, boycott, damn it. You push that nonsense. I remember back when somebody would say something somebody thought was ungodly, unfair, whatever, and everybody would boycott it and they'd pull it or stop it and within 3 or 4 days. Now you want to tell me that we like that garbage? We need Chicken Eating Sharpton to go. He just wants to hold hands with some guy on each side and just bobble his head and sing, we shall overcome.
Did you even meet him before, Judge Al Sharpton?
I've never met him. The closest I came to him was in 2008 when they had the 50th anniversary of King's assassination.
Yeah.
Myself and somebody with my crew, my posse, we were here. And we were just walking through downtown Memphis, going over to the Lorraine Motel, and we had this huge crowd of people around us. And some plainclothes cop detective that I knew came up and said, Judge, somebody back there is upset with you holding up progress. I said, who? Al Sharpton. He was back there holding hands, trying to say we shall overcome. So we just stopped the whole damn thing for 15 minutes and made them work. So my town, screw you. come in here with that mess. Looking old as that. You know, I'm quite a few years older than that clown. Maybe it's because I didn't eat as much fried chicken and all that grease in life. Oh.
Yeah.
That I didn't waste all that lung power singing, "We shall overcome." What?
That's
Someday. Oh, that part in it. Someday. Well, God damn it. Ain't it time for someday to be the day? You know?
Yeah. I'm just so tired of him. Always talks like he got potato salad in his mouth.
Yeah, he does, probably chewing on something, or he's still trying to pick out what he couldn't swallow when he was playing with the popsicle bunch.
Right. Judge,
Yeah.
I have one more thing to go over. And by the way, since Judge brought up the Dr. King assassination, we actually yesterday, Judge and I recorded my podcast for the upcoming Unsolved Mysteries on Dr. King and his assassination. So I'll be releasing that very soon. So y'all want to check that out when I put it on Anchor. But this final thing I want to talk about, because we talk about man up. By the way, the votes are in. Nearly 16 people say she should go to jail. That's unanimous. All y'all said, the McNut goes to the McSlam.
And also prepare herself for her son in 18 years.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, she brought it on herself.
We forgot the main moniker, Mick Stupid.
Mick Stupid.
You know what? You know what? She's mixed stupid with special sauce, not ignorance, but ignorance. Ignorance you can change with acquisition of knowledge, but she's got a congenital condition called ignorant. Mixed stupid with ignorant sauce.
Yeah. I want to play this topic here. This is something else I want to talk about. This football player, this brother, his name is Brendan Langley, and he plays out in Colorado, out in Canada, I believe, for the Stampedes. And he was flying United or trying to fly United, and apparently this white boy who did work as an employee behind, I guess, the kiosk, he assaulted him. Now, I want to comment on how TMZ characterized this because in the video, they call it ex-NFL player beats up United Airlines employee. But as both Judge and I will show you, because Judge is a former, he's a retired judge and has practiced in the criminal defense area, and I'm a public defender. I want to show you why this brother was actually in the right. Now, granted, we don't have any video footage of what occurred then. Could hands have been placed then? I don't know. I'm going only off this, but look at what happens here. So this is why I fly Delta.
Looked to me like the dude with the airline was the aggressor. So look to me like homeboy got assaulted.
Right.
And he simply stopped the assault before further battery occurred.
Right. Copyright disclaimer, because well, you know, if I share that, I just realized that TMZ will I just forgot TMZ will file a bullshit copyright strike on me, even though they don't own this video, but because it's from their website, they like to file stuff like this. And so yeah, but if you go, let's look at this version from the New York Post, but it's fair use.
Yeah, you got it flashed at the bottom of the screen. That's satisfactory, but
they'll do it anyway.
Face and got his ass whooped. That's what happened. And he's a United Airlines employee. He should be fired.
He was fired as of today.
Yeah, and he wouldn't leave it. He came back for more. That was retaliation. Oh, that took all the equipment down. Everybody ought to see that.
But you saw how TMZ worded it, and
yeah, I saw it.
What made it even worse, this is what made it worse for me, is Alec Baldwin wanted to comment and did comment. Alec Baldwin, aka Killer Malone, wanted to comment on this. So yeah, the guy was fired. If y'all live it, hold on, let me show you. Now look, I don't know if something's wrong with this guy, but look at this. Look at how this guy's looking. Just look at his face. It looked like one eye is bigger than the other.
Oh, this is a classic ass whooping when you get justification to whoop ass. This is classic. I love this. He advances on him. He's the aggressor.
Yeah, he was fired. But Alec Baldwin
lost your job. That's pretty good.
Right, but what upsets me is that Alec Baldwin wanted to comment on and attack this brother for defending himself. And Baldwin, as you might know, Judge, he was just recently, he's being investigated, as well as his crew, over this shooting that occurred on set of his movie called Rust.
Accidental shooting.
Right.
I love that footage, though. The airline employee is the aggressor. He causes the passenger, who is the retired quarterback, to be put in a position where he is reasonably apprehensive that he is going to be attacked. And the guy just stops, and then he won't leave it. He attempts to retaliate. And when he retaliates by throwing another strike for vengeance, the guy's got to stop him, because at this point he's demonstrated he won't stop. So it looks to me like a justifiable resistance to an assault and battery. Self-defense.
Yeah, he played patty cake, and this man played boom, boom, tap. Right cross. Yeah, but Alec Baldwin needs to shut his ass up. Alec Baldwin's got a lot. Alec Baldwin should invoke his right to remain silent. But look what he says. The guy working at the airport is the victim. He came to work to do his job. The other guy with his big mouth is guilty of workplace abuse, where people.
Give me a break. What the hell happened to the customer's always right? What the hell does he mean, guilty of workplace abuse? He doesn't work there. He's a customer. And as tack-ass as airlines can get, he probably has a legitimate reason to get into the mode of voicing his displeasure at the service he's getting for the enormous fare he's getting charged. Yeah, great. You guys are just customers. To hell with you, suckers. Don't you know it's our job to fleece you of your money and leave you all screwed around and all this other stuff? Don't you enjoy it? It's all right.
Yeah. Shout out to Nikki Ivory, Gator Harmon III, and Dwayne Franklin. But yeah, People are saying the audacity of this clown, Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
He's an alien. Haven't you seen that thing for Hulu where the alien stuff comes out of him and he grabs somebody and squeezes his head and eats it or something like that?
I don't know about that. I know
that was an old commercial he did for Hulu some years ago.
Okay, well I know he
Alien.
Yeah. Well, I know he did that movie called Rust that's in trouble because he shot someone, although it was accidental, but that's what happened with Bruce Lee's son on the set of The Crow.
And he's the one that was stupid enough to fire the gun, squeeze the trigger without checking it. Oh, he didn't know how to do it. They've handed me loaded weapons. Well, not loaded, but weapons on set. What are you doing? We priced it to hell with you. I'm looking at it.
Right. PD Chicago said Judge Joe reminds me of my Pops Brown. I don't know. PD Chicago's last name is Brown. He might be
no telling.
Relative.
Running amok back in the 1930s, so I don't know.
Yeah, this was a United Airlines employee, but thankfully, guys, I fly Delta. Delta is
me too.
Delta and Southwest are the best ones.
I don't know about Southwest, but I do a lot of Delta.
Yeah, well, Southwest is custom. Their customer service is real great.
Well, Delta's not bad. American also. I don't like dealing with United because some years ago, United just had everybody waiting in line, supposedly for 3 hours, snowstorm in Chicago. They were supposed to arrange housing for everybody since they got it set up so you couldn't stay in the airport in this snowstorm. And they just closed down and left hundreds of people standing in line trying to get rearranged flights for the next morning and overnight housing, and didn't tell anybody, oh, we closed down 3 hours ago. So we've been standing in this damn line because you told us to stand in line to get housing during this storm. Oh yeah. Well, the hell with you. United in its damn callous mistreatment of its customers.
Yeah. The hell with that. Bernard, you had something to say. You quiet.
Nah, but I'm just sitting there just listening, man. Relaxing, man. Hey, I'm gonna say this. Somebody get their ass whipped out there in that daggone flight, dude.
You know what? It's been interesting tonight, Counselor. Biden was so deep off into a piss poor C-grade performance, trying to act like he'd taken an acting course. I had to do concession stand and get a damn hot dog and some potato chips so I could get strength to listen to the rest of his garbage. That has got to be the most incompetent jackass that's been in the White House in my life, bar none.
That he is.
He's a real dumb bunny.
Yeah, he is. Do you see him, or do you see the Democrat? Sean James and I talk about this, but do you see in November there's going to be like a bloodbath like in '94?
Well, let's put it this way: ever since they've been keeping these stats for the last half century, every time a president has fallen below a certain point in terms of his approval ratings, his party, if in control of the House, loses control of the House. Same thing with the Senate. And Biden's are by a long shot the absolute worst. And his vice president, Kamala Imhoff, Mrs. Imhoff, she has the unique distinction of having had the lowest approval rating of any U.S. president or vice president ever since they've been keeping these polls. So, yeah. While the Democrats control the House and the Senate until their 1994 Gun Control Act that this jackass was talking about here, and they lost the House and the Senate, and they passed that 10-year-long ban on 10-round magazines, anything more than 10 rounds. Okay, wow. Never forget about the fact that way back 1860, the Henry rifle that led to the Winchester carried 16 shots. Oh, forget about that. That magazines have been available for the last 120 years for various semi-auto rifles. But all of a sudden, well, anyway, they lost. And in 2004, when it came back in, it sunsetted. They can't do it again. But then again, they went for that gun control crap and they lost control of the House and the Senate again. And the Republicans, they ought to be paying attention to people like to bring home paychecks. Now that the Democratic Party is indicating they want the paychecks so they can use them to corrupt these other folks' children.
Yeah.
And
I
Al
see.
can hold hands, talking about we shall overcome someday, which ain't got here yet. And ain't no way someday is going to be today for a long time. So stop all that ignorant ass singing.
Yeah.
That was good back in the 1920s and 30s, but it ain't cool now.
Right. If I could just get back to this thing, let me just show this. This I wanted to show you. So everybody, when I was talking about what Alec Baldwin had to say, but I want to show this. This was, Judge, since you brought that up when you checked guns, this was the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez, and I'm going to play when Alec Baldwin was questioned by the police. This is off his set when that woman was killed.
Here, what's the name of that?
Rest.
Is it like a video production or?
Now, Judge, you've handled weapons before, even on sets. You double check them anyway, right?
Yes. There with them.
I'm the armor, or at least I was.
Okay.
She said, I'm the armorer, at least I was. But she knows that her career, she stated, I fucked up my whole entire career.
Fucked somebody's ass up and killed him, too.
Well, that happened to Brandon Lee when he was on the set of The Crow. Bruce Lee's son.
That's all right. Is there like a closer cop car you guys can put me in or something? I mean, the closest one that I can put you in is one of the ones that's like that. I just kind of wish that any of my coworkers could stop seeing me because I already feel super bad. Okay. Yeah. I just want to get the fuck out of here and never show my face in this industry ever. Well, I wouldn't say that. Oh, I wouldn't. I'm like the only female armorer in the game, and I just fucked up my whole entire career. Have you studied armory, or did you go to classes, or how did you get into it? My dad's the best, one of the best armorers in the entire world, and he trained me, and I'm a fucking failure.
But let me show you this. I'm gonna try and make it brief, but this is why Baldwin needs to shut up. He's being interrogated by the police. Now, Judge, you know this especially. You don't have to talk to the police if you don't want to. You have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. But some people do it to be cooperative. And I mean, he hasn't been charged with anything. It's still pending, but
probably criminally negligent homicide since he did not check it. And he handled a firearm either in ignorance of that requirement or in disregard of that requirement.
Right. Well, he was the producer on the set. He's just not the actor. He's producing it, so he's in charge in part of what goes on in that film.
And he induced a deadly device and brought on the set. Was negligent and not taking proper precautions, not followed. And apparently that weapon had been target practice even before.
Every time we've done the shoot that I went, she cleaned the barrel, so nothing was lodged in there. We went hot when they were ringing, now it's going hot. Cookies ready. And then all of a sudden you're the camera and I shoot away from you. I sit there like bang, 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 and flashes are coming out. We shoot the rounds. She cleans the barrel, every time, and she checks that the rounds are all.
Oh, that's a lie. You don't
Or
have
nothing
to
in the
clean the
chamber.
damn barrel every
She
time
hands
you
me the
shoot
gun.
it.
I'm assuming she's done it the right way. She's done it the last 2 weeks. I put it in the holster. I pull it out slow. We're rehearsing. We're not filming anything. I pull it out slow, turn, cock the pistol, bang, it goes off, and she hits the ground. And then he starts.
Oh, you didn't check it?
And I'm thinking, in a flash round, I could see maybe if there was wadding.
Doesn't matter if he's told by the supervisor that the gun was safe.
No, you're supposed to, if you're going to handle a dangerous contrivance, it's just like automobiles. Learn the rules of the road, learn the rules of safe handling, or don't.
The gag in the shot, you're the camera, because I have a coat.
Oh, it's his job.
And I kind of cup my hands like I
Rebelly negligent homicide,
And I'm going to
complicity.
slowly sneak the revolver, the Colt out, and turn and shoot these other guys, or try to shoot them. I take the coat over the thing, I know the camera's there. I believe, my recollection is she was there, turned a bit, like talking to him. So I think she was hitting the right armpit. But this is all I know, and that is that I take the gun out in the rehearsal. He wants it very dramatic and very simple, trying to sneak up on it. I take the gun out, and as it clears, as the barrel clears, I turn and cock the gun over here. I turn and cock the gun goes off. It's supposed to be a cold gun. Nothing. No flash charges, nothing. Now, this is a puzzle to me. And this is making me very emotional now.
Yeah, it's a puzzle to nobody.
In
You
my
damn,
time, and I'm
you
old
didn't do what you were supposed to do, didn't check it. Somebody else's word for it. And you had it on the set, you didn't advise yourself as any intelligent, reasonably prudent person would have done to learn rules of firearms handling safety.
That's what we
You
are.
killed somebody. Got them killed.
Well, Alec Baldwin is liberal as well. I don't think he deals with guns, or he certainly doesn't support them.
God damn it, quit playing with them.
Yeah. Right. One more thing, Judge, I want to mention too, since we're talking legal thing. Have you been following? You probably haven't. This Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial.
I looked at it and I had a sudden flash. P.T. Bottom, where are you? That is a circus in town that you ought to be managing.
I just want to share this with you, but they called her Amber Turd because apparently she took a picture, allegedly, of her shit in Johnny Depp's one of his beds and sent it to him. So they were trending this, and it's been a circus show. You're absolutely right. But just listen to this.
You reviewed a number of hashtags that you deemed were negative towards Ms. Heard. That's right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the four you picked, at least the negative ones, justice for Johnny Depp. That's one of them, right?
That's right.
Amber Heard is an abuser. That's one of them.
That is one of them.
We just don't like you, Amber. That's one of them.
That is one of them.
And the last one was Amber Turd, right? Okay. Amber Heard is an abuser, and Amber Turd first appeared in 2016, correct?
I don't recall, actually.
Right.
But Judge, the crazy thing is,
there was any
she wants
portion
$100 million. I want to
Baldwin's
show you this
statement that made
expert
any
right
reference
quick
to Amber
who
Turd?
said she should have been making as much money as Jason Momoa. They were trying to say that she should have been making more money than as much money now. And the attorney was crossing him, Johnny Depp's attorney is crossing him, and he shut down. The studio head even shut this down, that Amber Heard's role was supposed to make more money.
Did Ms. Heard receive a pay increase for Aquaman 2?
No.
Was her role ever reduced for any reason?
No, I mean, again, from the early stages of the development of the
All right.
script, the movie was built around the character of Arthur and the character of Orm, Arthur being Jason Momoa and Orm being Patrick Wilson.
Uh-huh.
So they were always the two co-leads of the movie.
Was her compensation for Aquaman 2 affected in any way by anything said by John?
We'll play
Are you
this one.
familiar with Ms. Arnold's opinion that it's customary for an actor to
All right.
renegotiate the fee for a subsequent picture option in a multi-picture contract when a film is successful?
Maybe if there's a star.
Yes, I've heard that opinion.
And are you also familiar with her testimony that under those circumstances, an actor will renegotiate a 50 to 100% increase?
I heard that opinion.
For the next option film?
Yes, I heard her say that.
Do you agree with those opinions?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
There it is.
Miss Arnold is tossing out, supposedly based on Jason Momoa's quote. She doesn't prove it or give us facts.
Of course not.
And Jason Momoa is not a comparable actor. He's been in a series where they shot 78 episodes,
True.
44 episodes, 21 episodes.
Right.
Yes.
He played Conan the Barbarian. He was in Game of Thrones. It's not a comparable.
Yeah, but she wants.
How I've seen it interact.
This was funny. I'm sorry, Judge. I'll keep going, but I want y'all to watch this. This
media, I've
was.
seen him interact and his process speed
This
was
was
certainly
nuts.
not slow. I've seen him do commercials. His process speed was not slow.
In deposition, didn't you say that what you did was compare Mr. Depp's performance in?
Watch. I'm sorry. Just watch this now. This sound. You gotta watch this. Watch his faces.
Judging processing speed, I'm just saying to you.
Yeah. But no, any of Mr. Depp's other portrayals in movies, did that affect your analysis of processing speed?
Only I've seen him interact on interviews, and that was it. Right. When he wasn't in movies.
Right. But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you. You see in that movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing this processing speed?
What are you doing? He asked the judge, do I have to answer?
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka I didn't see 21 Jump Street when it happened or whatever it was about. No, you know.
All right. You made a very kind admission, but I think
Everybody's laughing. What is this?
that you're not claiming to be a better actor than Mr. Depp.
But
That's correct, isn't it?
but this is time. But Judge,
100%.
if you followed this stuff, I'm gonna stop it. But if you followed this stuff, the reason I'm sharing it is because Johnny Depp is getting a lot of support from women, actually, and even against Amber Heard during this environment where Me Too practically has died. And the reverse is that, and his lawyers were even saying this in court, she's on tape admitting to hitting him, saying you're a baby, and if you go into the media and report this, then you know who's going to believe you. But if the roles were reversed and it's him beating her, nobody would be, the whole story would be different. Like, we look at domestic violence differently between men and women, but women can do the same thing, and even sometimes be worse.
Well, let me put it this way. One of the problems that's caused #MeToo to fade out is because women have found they've all been dating the bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And they're tired of sharing the bunny. The Energizer bunny that's been powering all of their dildos that they've been having all of these fantastic dates with. So they don't want to put any more money into Energizer batteries. They want the real thing and they can't find it. And the Energizer bunny has been playing all these #MeTooers to the max. So they say, you know, we got to do something. We all dating the same bunny rabbit. You know, when he beat the drum, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. But y'all, we gotta monitor this stuff. What's gonna happen with the guns? With the Yeah, judges.
Turn these Democratic assholes out in this midterm election so we can get somebody in there that will protect the Second Amendment. I don't care who. If you got to go get a dog, you can call her a real live bitch because she is one, elect the dog. If you can go find a rat, elect the rat. Anything but one of these damn Democratic slave-owning slave types who will do something to disarm us while we have all of these unmanly creeps running around trying to kill everybody.
Right. And this is a list of some black-owned gun stores and firearms training businesses across the country. I will put this link in the chat so everybody, if they want to, can go visit there. You know, don't make yours. If you don't want to be a victim, prepare yourself. Defend yourself.
Don't buy bling. Don't waste your money on bling. Buy bang.
Yeah. Buy plenty of bang. Bernard, did you? Bernard, you have a comment? Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for letting me come on tonight. Thanks for shouting me out. I've been kind of like taking it easy, but I'm about to hit the hay, man.
Yeah, I got to get up actually in the morning myself and do some arraignments and visit prisoners in jail. But y'all support brother Bernard. Bernard, thank you for the Cash App donation. Bernard's Cash App is $1919DJ. Support him. I ask people to support me. Thank you, brother Bernard. I ask people to support me too. As you know, YouTube has demonetized, and I talked to Judge about this, my channel. They also took down my last live stream on Thursday. And Judge even told me they did it to him. And Dana, they took down their live stream on Thursday. So I'm possibly.
What were we talking about? We were all talking about the same thing. The positive side of Dr. Bill Cosby.
We were. And we were also talking about this. Well, if you were talking about that Buffalo shooting, any mention of that, I'm trying to be careful, but if you mention the stuff that he wrote, their algorithm has also pulled a lot of videos down. That's happened to Professor Black Truth and a couple of other black media YouTubers. But yes, the positive side of Dr. Cosby, and I have some breaking news for everyone. As you know, I have written that book, and Judge, I think you have a copy of it, but I'll resend it to you so you can look at, because Judge and Valerie, shout out to them, I've been very supportive of me and let me promote my book on their platform. And I have some breaking news for Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. We have a special guest. I'm going to announce it here. Coming this Thursday, live on our channel at 8 o'clock p.m., Bill Cosby spokesperson, Mr. Andrew Wyatt, is stopping by. That's right. That's the announcement that I had. 8 o'clock p.m. this Thursday, Andrew Wyatt is stopping by on the channel to talk with us about Bill Cosby's trial and also some other.
He's a very interesting brother. It'd be worth everybody's time to tune in and check it out. Hello?
I'm here, Judge. Sometimes it'll freak me out.
Yeah, it does that every time you try to say something good or promote that. It'll break it up so it's interrupted in the context or the continuity or the flow is interfered with.
Right. That does, but now, yeah, it's my internet too where I'm at, but that I always thought that had something to do with it, but yeah, that's true too.
Big Brother is listening. This is like what they did back in the 60s. Their technology is a lot better now than it was then.
And they're actually doing jury selections, I think, now as we speak. Jennifer Bonjean, who's Bill Cosby's lawyer, actually put a tweet out where she said, be ready, everybody, because 50 years from now, you could be facing trial over an allegation with no evidence. And that's what's happening. But I spoke with Andrew. He told me to call him Andrew. He said he would be happy to come on the show and talk. Thursday, I know Judge does Dana's show, but you certainly, Judge is welcome as always if he wants. But this thing with Dr. Cosby, Judge, and this last thing, if we could just mention, it's a very dangerous thing to go to trial for something from 50 years ago with no evidence. And this is a civil trial, it's not criminal, but nevertheless, how do I defend that as a lawyer? An allegation of sexual abuse, allegedly, and there's no proof of it.
You know what's missing out of this whole thing, and nobody has raised it, is I know what they did with California's legislative scheme, but California has an interesting thing with its equity. Somebody ought to have raised the issue of latches. Latches is to equity and chancery practice as the statute of limitations is to ordinary law practice. In other words, at some point, long enough is long enough. And I don't care what the state legislative body says, there needs to be a constitutional issue raised. In other words, latches ought to attach because this is fundamentally unfair. And for all of the reasons that you just put so ably, Counselor, you destroy American justice and equity.
Yeah.
You allow something like this to happen.
Right. And this is a man, and you spoke with Dr. Cosby before and had conversations with him. This is a man that has done a lot for the community, for this country. This is a man who served in the Navy. He also has donated somewhere upwards of $100 million to historically Black colleges and universities. When Melvin Von Peebles made Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, I'm sure you remember that movie, Judge, that was in your time, which was groundbreaking. A lot of people don't know that Bill Cosby gave the money for Melvin Van Peebles to make that film because Hollywood would not back a movie that showed a Black man in a positive light or that was radical.
No, they wouldn't. I remember the movie.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. Let me explain what's going on for what people don't know. Most folk around here weren't grown people a half century ago. Some of us were. But let's just go back 5 years. And a crucial piece of evidence, a crucial observation by an eyewitness or somebody that heard something might have occurred since we were talking about it, in McDonald's, in the seating area at a Mickey D's. Now, just think back, if you weren't paying attention, can you tell us all of the McDonald's places or Burger Kings or Wendy's you might have gone into 5 years ago, and whether or not you can remember with accuracy what went on inside that restaurant or that fast food place 5 years ago with accuracy? Well, you're taking something that might have been absolutely nothing for one person and somebody else who might be suffering from mental health issues, for whom there is a manufactured reality. And they want to talk about it in detail, and you don't even remember what the devil was going on around and about then, because even if you are a very sound and sharp mind, it just wasn't anything that registered for you. So you have to go back, and if you're the lawyer, you have to find the details of who was there, and they don't keep records like that. Even now, 5 years, pretty much who was there? I don't know. Well, who do we talk to? I don't know. Well, you have any camera, security cam stuff? No, we only keep it 3 years and it's gone. Well, how do we sit here and deal with it? So in other words, this person can come in with the most wild ass accusations, and what it seems to be, since it's from Gloria Allred, what she said to me at an Emmy party one time, I'm not a friend with her, but she was bragging about it. she brings up embarrassing moments and throws them at male celebrities and extorts them into settling for amounts that are likely to be basically what they'd have to pay out in lawyer fees and cost and save the embarrassment.
Yeah.
And I think somebody needs to report her to the California bar, and an inquiry needs to be made into her license. And when you talk to the young man, he can tell you about some of those things that she's done.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a disgrace and a shame what people are allowed to do in the name of political correctness. See, that political correctness, this whole hate crime nonsense is bullshit, because sticks and stones may break my bones, words will never hurt me. Run into dozens because it's the thing to do. But when you set up hate crime, you set up an ideal situation to suppress First Amendment rights and the exercise thereof. And that can come back to bite you. Law is a two-edged sword, as you know, it swings both ways.
That's correct.
And when you set up something and you so happy because you got somebody suppressed who is against your point, well, 7, 8, 9 years from now, somebody might come back and whip you across the head with it.
Yeah. But Judge, someone asked, was that law made retroactive, meaning it was passed in California and they can go back? I think what happens is that
it's called procedural because it doesn't change what was illegal. It just changes the time administratively that you can complain about it.
I think we got a troll in here. Naked HD fun webcam girls, boys get. Yeah.
Yeah, punk ass shit. So ignore that.
Yeah. Guys, get him out of here.
Go take your tired ass to the freak farm.
Is that the guy that attacked Will Smith? That attacked Dave Chappelle?
Still got that broken arm and 2 black eyes that are recovering.
He looked like he was in a bento box. Yeah. But Gloria.
All right.
Yeah. Put them in time. Yeah, but is that law retroactive? Was what I was asking. I think they did.
Well, it's not law per se. It's procedural. It simply expands the time during which somebody can proceed for a grievance that has not changed in terms of its definition. A lot of states have done that in response to #MeToo pressure, which is, for example, they've extended their statutes of limitations on such crimes as rape or sexual battery. Right here in Shelby County, we've got a crooked female DA who's hiding some of her friends and their 28,000 untested rape kits that had been narrowed down to about 6,000 or 7,000 until the state legislature, in reaction to the situation, extended the statute of limitations for criminal prosecutions of these things. So now there are 28,000 untested kits that are irrelevant. She's trying to take a Ronnie Coleman, who was another female head prosecutor around here, and set her up to make maybe $1 million or so from the city council to vet these kits. And they gave another 5-year extension to a New York firm to come in and test them. And they want $7.2 million and say it'll take 5 years to do it. But TBI, which is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, says we don't get it. We'll come in and test every kit within 30 days for free of charge. Why are you trying to fleece the taxpayers and prosecutor who you're trying to protect? So this person has a record of doing that kind of thing. So it's crooked. Somebody ought to be in the penitentiary, but it's the wrong people that are likely to wind up.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, and I'm looking at this with Cosby. I think they wanted to dismiss the alleged victim. Judy Huff has changed her date multiple times. If something, Judge, we're worried about something that's somebody that claims to be 15, they're going on 55.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
criminal
there's the other thing,
charges.
too. Two of the witnesses that are supposed to speak for her allegedly were in the state penitentiary at the time. They allegedly witnessed the actions complained of. Another one, if I get it right, allegedly the victim, who claimed she was a minor at the time, apparently on other occasions had presented to Hefner's folk ID that showed she was 23 years old at the time, but then she can't prove she was there on the date in question. So it is what it is.
So that's Awful Red, and that's Judy Huff. And here's another thing, Judge. Why isn't the Playboy Mansion and Hugh Hefner? Why wasn't his estate named in the suit?
Because his daughter, a woman, has taken it over, and she had a hiatus on centerfolds for several years. And when she broke the hiatus, the first centerfold was a dick swinger with balls who tucked it in and had a boob job.
Yeah.
Trend.
Right. Well, Playboy Mansion's sales have gone down in years.
Well, yeah, nobody's interested in looking at a bunch of trannies in the middle of a classic men's magazine. So, they can go play freak for RuPaul or something. I don't know. But the viewer, the reader of Playboy is not a RuPaul fan. So I didn't read the market.
You got that right. Yeah, they're doing LGBT.
I mean, there's some interesting things. A good friend of my ex-wife, I knew her pretty well, was the first Playboy centerfold who did the full frontal. She's a real gas, talking about a sense of humor. She's pleasantly crazy.
I had a law professor that was in Playboy.
Way back when he still had the mansion in Chicago instead of in the LA area. But, Playboy has its history. It discovered Marilyn Monroe, Jane Mansfield, and all the rest of them. So it had some very interesting articles, and the jokes were always good. So nowadays, daughter just effed the whole damn thing up and turned it to a rainbow collection of rainbow mad moments.
Yeah.
Not a man's magazine.
I think Tony Meyer said Molly too would have loved the new Playboy. Are you talking about Malik Yoba?
Milk yogurt, I call
Milk yogurt, yeah.
I interviewed him on Val's show,
Right.
He was talking about he liked chicks with tits and dicks. And I said, wait a minute, they got penises. Hey, well, where do you think you're putting your dick? So like, got dick, you got to put it in the butt.
Right. He hung up on you.
What? That sounds gay to me. No, it's not. How is it not? Well, they claim they're women. Well, they got a dick. So it sounds like gay to me. Just come on out the closet, dude. Don't hide. And he hung up.
Right.
And then that boy who said he turned tricks with him when he was 13, Booty Boy, and a whole bunch of folk on that set used to come down and get my services, and those of my friends who were 15 at the time, we bent over and greased down for them, so to speak.
That's the Malik Yogurt is calling. Milk Yogurt is calling. And New York Undercover was. We know what was really undercover in New York, huh, Judge?
Yeah, they was busting them boys out. They was doing that beat routine. Unbelt, drop breeches, drop boxers, bend, spread butt cheeks, and boy bang.
Yeah. That was a great show. Before we get out of here, Judge, I just want to see if we could do one call, just a few calls, not too long, just a couple.
All right.
Everybody wants to call in. The area number is 504-656-6760. Please be brief with your calls. 504-656-6760. I'm sure there are a lot of people who probably want to talk to the judge, but If we could just do a few right quick. If anybody has a comment about the show, we'll go ahead and take your call. Let's see. Malik Yobut.
There you go, but I like that one.
Bernard, you still there? Or are you out?
I think Bernard went to sleep.
Yeah, let me remove him. Bernard is not my man.
Bernard travels all over the country, being reporter on the spot, collecting information in a lot of obscure places.
That he does.
He just has a bad habit of sending them to you at 4:17 a.m. in the morning. But
He'll send them multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, you get, what in the hell is my text message announcement going off, and it'll go 6 or 7 times. There's Bernard between 3:30 and 4:30 a.m. in the morning. He's on the job.
In the meantime, y'all, too, if you want to get some barbecue, get Judge Joe Brown's barbecue sauce, the all natural.
Yeah,
Don't be a specified punk. Get some barbecue sauce.
I'm doing service and sauce these days. Judge Joe Brown, JJB Barbecue, BBQ.com. Go there and get some. It'll be on your shelves in a while, but get you some man sauce. And this gentleman right there is Chef Damon. He does catering to the stars, Beyonce and that bunch. And if you're in Los Angeles and you don't mind going down in the hood in South Central on the corner of 79th and Western, and I didn't live too far from there at one point in life, you can get his stuff: chicken, turkey, goat, lamb, beef, pig, and it's good stuff. The greens are great too. I'd commend them. Coleslaw, all kinds of stuff you can do. So we were cooking stuff up in the kitchen there in that picture. He was here last week. We wound up going to a skate rink early in the morning after we went to the comedy club here called Chuckles, where
I've heard of them. They got one in.
Grant was performing his last performance in a while because he's running for mayor of Washington, D.C. Very intelligent man, very perceptive, and I would commend him to the residents of Washington, D.C. if you want a good mayor.
Wait, Red Grant, the comedian, is running from Washington, D.C.'s mayor?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Now, I know Red from, of course, he actually is close friends. He is running for mayor. He's good friends with Cat Williams, and he's well-known stand-up comedian. I've followed him for a while. I've seen him in countless stuff. But, yeah, that's interesting. Good luck to him. And, Judge, you're running for mayor in Memphis. That's going to be in 2023.
Yeah.
You're starting to
JJB in 2023 for mayor of Memphis, Tennessee. Send Brown downtown.
That's right. Send the
and
judge down.
Cost too. I could use the cash flow on that.
Right. Nobody has called in. I don't know if anybody wants to talk, but I guess since I don't have any calls coming in, Judge, we might wrap it up. But is there any last thing you want to say?
Yeah, just stay strong. Forget bling, buy bang, practice. Get your John Wick on, get good at it. And if you can't identify with John Wick, check out the Concierge in part 3. You get it on too. So Homeboy's bad. They do it for real, and they actually were on a hot range for a year and a half getting their techniques down. So ideate on that. Forget basketball, forget football, forget baseball. This year, work on your bang and turn the bastards out who want to disarm you. And send your weapons over to Ukraine so they can arm some racist who pushed the Nazi party in World War II. the military channel carries this stuff. If you look at it, you will see how when Hitler invaded Ukraine at the beginning of the war, many Ukrainians joined the Waffen-SS, the German Nazi Party's army. And help round up the Jews and send them off to extermination camps. And they've been racist before that and racist after that, and they still have a horrible posture. So the United States of America is helping out the only big bunch of Nazis that never got brought to justice after World War II. Yeah. And they want us to give up our guns to go arm these citizens over there who supposedly are oppressed. Well, hell, it looks like a little, what did my professor call them? Pink panty wearing fascist with long hair.
Yeah.
Beatnik, pink panty wearing beatnik fascist. And by the way, the name of the party that the Germans supported was the National Socialist Workers' Party. Its acronym is Nazi.
Yeah. And by the way, a lot of people don't know this, but a guy named Chaim Rumakowski, who was head of the Jewish Council of Elders in Lutz Ghetto out in Poland, he was actually the one that made that infamous phrase that you hear, "Give me your children." He actually turned the children over to the Nazis, his Jewish children, his neighbors. A lot of people don't know that. I was just looking it up since you were talking, but yeah, Ukraine, Hitler invaded there. Yeah, they did work with the Nazis. Even Bishop Scott and I were talking about that.
Yeah, they're really racist and anti-Semitic, and I frankly don't see how anybody of Jewish faith can support the U.S. policy in the Ukraine after what was done to their people in World War II in terms of those concentration camps. That's just about as bad as black folks supporting their former enslavers. So, yeah, you know.
Yeah. This is the book cover, ladies and gentlemen, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in the United States. That book will be available for pre-order very shortly. So please go to the Facebook page at Commonwealth Cos and like the book. Also,
I like that.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, Judge. I was thinking of it because our Constitution, which is not a bad document, is our rights are being violated every day and eroding, and we do it because we're not paying attention. We're caught up in so much emotion. So I'll put that up there for a reason. That was what I was designing. Shout out to Bill Walco, because Bill Walco designed that for me.
Very good. These little fascist punksters are trying to destroy the American system. First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, which deals with search and seizure, and Fifth Amendment, the right to be free from self-incrimination. They want them gone.
All right. I would also encourage everybody to buy some seasoning from me, Nani's Creole Blends. Judge has some. I've mailed some to him. He enjoys it. I know he's in the seasoning business as well, not just sauce, but everybody should get this. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nani's goes great with every dish. Someone had a question, Judge, right quick. Do you think the future generations of boys will ever become men again, and future generations of girls will become women again?
Well, what's going to happen is in about 35, 40 years, when global crowding, global warming, food shortages, and drastically enlarged populations start putting their pressure on everything, I think that sissification is going to get shoved to the side, and the United States will be in a bad position, since if I were somebody under 30 right now, I would very much start taking Mandarin Chinese and learn it well, or Russian, because that's likely to be the two sets of languages that you need to navigate the business world.
All right, more great understanding. Good answer. Yeah.
I think they'll be shoved to the side because they just are not functional in the world as it's going to be. They developed in a safety bubble. There was this brief period of time where Western Europe and the United States became relatively safe. There were no large animals with large appetites for people meat. And things were cozy. They were coasting at the top of the world on a technology boom. And now they have dummied up the education process. So it doesn't look good. And the character thing's gone out the way. And while the rest of the world is getting reused to armaments and having to fight, we're running around swishing and twitching and cross-dressing and acting, well, unmanly and unwomanly. So, and cowardice is being pushed. So that's not going to sit well in a few decades.
Yeah.
Backlash.
Right. I think it's going to take, sadly, probably a major event where men will have to come up. You'll separate the men from the boys, as they say.
That's right. And I tell you, I just paid $5.49 a gallon for some 93 octane gas. And the interesting thing is that that gas was refined from oil that was brought here 12 months and 3 weeks and 2 days ago. So we're getting charged for what's supposed to be the current price of petroleum when the actual price of what they are converting into pump gasoline was from a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting hustled. And Jackass in Chief doesn't have sense or acumen to do something about it. And he's in the back pockets. And we're getting stuck in a war we can't win if it went that way over in Ukraine. Our military is underfunded, and most of the money we need to upgrade to modern weapons is being used to cut folks' dicks off and turn them into twats. And the newer weapons we have are being sent to Ukraine, and the weaponry that we're retaining for our own purposes is suffering from metal fatigue, rust, and generally worn out because it's too damn old. Our technology has lapsed. The Russians have a hypersonic cruise missile that scoots along up to 7 times the speed of sound. When ours are subsonic, they won't even reach the speed of sound. So we don't have any defense against that stuff. The Chinese have been testing a special missile that is designed to knock out American nuclear aircraft carriers.
Mm-hmm.
Our fighter planes, we've got the fabulous F-22, but the Obama Tang half-breed boy from Kenya, he cut that off. So we don't even have a wing of them to oppose several thousand that the Chinese and the Russians have, along with the North Koreans and the Indians. That's nice. And by the way, India's won Top Gun and Red Flag for the last several years. They were invited and they've been winning. Ooh, wow. We've got the new F-35, but it's a failure because the People's Republic of China hacked into the computer system. And they promised they won't hurt it, but they probably could ground the whole fleet or crash any individual aircraft. There's nothing we could do about it. And that aircraft is not as capable as an F-22 or the Sukhov stealth fighters that the Russians have, nor the ones that the Chinese use. So, while we whoopee. And our destroyers, we're still doing R.L.I. Burks that went into commission in 1982. That was 40 years ago. We had a nice super destroyer that had some very interesting high-tech weapons, but we can't even afford the ammunition for the guns, the special electronic main battery that it has. So the weapons are basically mothballed on board the ships. Got 3 of them. And that's it. So we decided to make some more 40-year-old R.L.I. Burks. And meanwhile, the People's Republic of China has its naval component of its People's Army being better and better equipped. The Russians have some real good stuff that they're bringing back online. And they too have a long naval tradition. So it ought to be interesting. And the Defense Department, Air Force, and the Navy wrote papers last year that they published, said if the People's Republic of China were to invade Taiwan, it's a done deal. There's nothing we can do to stop it. We'd lose air superiority in 48 hours, and the only recourse is go directly to World War III and turn the planet into a cinder, which we don't think is worth it. And we suggest to whoever happens to be president when this occurs to have a nice speech already written to try and save some amount of face.
Yeah.
Really, it's pathetic.
And that it is. And I think it's going to get even worse for the Democrats in November. But somebody had said this is all because someone said it's going to be $6 a gallon nationwide by August. Yeah, that's already like
$6. It already is.
It already is.
Somebody sent me a picture of the pump price on 89 octane was $6.17 a gallon. 16, 17, and 9/10.
Yeah.
$6.17. $6.17 and 9/10 a gallon for 89 octane.
And the U.S. spends the most on their military in the world. Then they spent most of it, of the Javelin anti-tank missiles to Ukraine.
Yeah, they did that. The newest stuff we had. And they sent it over to those jackasses who ought to be fighting their own fight instead of this bastard we've got in the White House and his crackhead son trying to buy their way out of a 120-some count felony indictment that's pending against them in Ukraine, which we have a treaty, whom we have a treaty with to apprehend and extradite. And they set the precedent for impeachment and trial with this last round of BS against then former President Trump. So now former Vice President Biden is just liable. And what does the Constitution itself say? Ratified treaties are part of the supreme law of the land, along with the Constitution and laws Congress passes to carry out the Constitution.
Yes.
Wow, we whoopee.
And the judge has spoken. Judge, thank you.
It's getting late, Counselor.
Same here.
Good luck. How about got to go? This has been Judge Joe.
All right, Judge, I'll see you.
And catch me when you can, because I'm out of here, I fear.
All right, Judge, thank you. We'll see you again. Judge Joe Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Judge Joe Brown on the get down. We got to get him to learn how to turn his microphone on next time. Well, y'all, that's it for me. I know it's getting late as well. I got a little more work to do before I go to bed. So you all be safe, be blessed. Go ahead, hit that like button. Also, of course, get Video Soul on Amazon, iTunes, and Apple. And, of course, let us get on out and boogie with our theme song, Gotta Get On Up. That's right. Feel the groove. Get on the floor, ladies and gentlemen. Time to get on up and get out of here. I'm Gavin Richard. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Girl, come on.
Oh, I have a jam?
Gotta dance to the beat.
It's on the dance floor. It's where we'll
Show me what you got.
There you go. Got the face.
Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise, girl, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Tell the DJ play the whisper. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop, I'll do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up, baby. Yeah, gotta get on up. Come on, baby, gotta get on up, baby. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Good night, you sissified punks. Thanks for tuning in. This is Judge Joe Brown. I have no blue check. I just got the new check. Peace.